Yo, it's me, Asti, and today I got another NFL draft video for y'all. Y'all really seem to like the NFL mock draft I made a few weeks ago, so I figured more NFL draft content for y'all. And today I'm going to be ranking the top 15 wide receivers in the 2021 NFL draft. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below about how you think my picks are, and yeah, let's send me over. Alright, so this is how it's going to work. When I announce the player, their name's going to pop up there with their measurables and their class. Down here, we're going to have their stats in college. And right over there, we're going to have some highlights playing of them, so you don't have to look at all this. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can watch them catch touchdowns, juke some people out, all that good stuff. So with the number one pick, my opinion has changed for when I did that mock video. I had DeVonta Smith at number one. Spoiler alert, he's not number one anymore. I've looked at some more stuff, watched some more film of them, and I have a clear number one in my mind. Although the two is very close, I'll just say that. I really like the number two guy. But with number one pick, I'm going to tease you a little longer.
You're teasing me, naughty.
But please go follow my Instagram before I announce my first pick, wide receiver. Follow my Instagram at Asti_YT. And enough teasing. Number one pick and my wide receiver ranking is Ja'Marr Chase out of LSU. Chase has a prototypical build at 6', 208. He opted out last year, so we don't have a ton of film on him, but the film we do have in 2019 was amazing. 84 catches, almost 1,800 yards, and 20 touchdowns is insane. One of the best seasons we've seen from a wide receiver in a while. Ja'Marr Chase can really do it all at the wide receiver position. I think he could fall in the draft, maybe. Some people are saying. I don't really think it'll happen. I think he goes top 10 at the very least, maybe top 5, but he's just that good of a talent. Even though he didn't play last year, I think teams won't be scared by that. Maybe they'll be enticed by it since he doesn't have a year of hits on him. And I think that he's the number one wide receiver in this draft. My opinion's been made. Ja'Marr Chase at number one. At number two, we got my guy from Alabama, Jaylen Waddle. I think Jaylen Waddle is better than DeVonta Smith. I know. Even though DeVonta Smith won the Heisman, whatever, I don't care. Jaylen Waddle is amazing. Even though he didn't put up the numbers like Ja'Marr Chase and DeVonta Smith did, I think this dude's electric. He's fast as hell. You watch these highlights right here, man. He's just flying past everyone. I think he realistically could end up being the number one wide receiver in this draft when you look back at it in 5 years. I have a big draft crush on this dude. I have a big draft crush on him and another wide receiver you'll see later. But Jaylen Waddle, my number two wide receiver. He's not super small like DeVonta Smith, so there's nothing to worry about there. He could be a great slot for whatever team that takes him. I think he goes top 10 as well as Ja'Marr Chase. Maybe he gets picked over Ja'Marr Chase if a certain organization likes him better. I really hope they do. Jaylen Waddle's amazing. I really like this guy if you haven't noticed. But yeah, Jaylen Waddle at number two. And at wide receiver number three, finally we have DeVonta Smith out of Alabama. Now, look at those numbers down here, man. Those are some crazy numbers. Even better than Ja'Marr Chase, hence why he won the Heisman. But Heisman schmeisman, man, I don't really care. DeVonta Smith, he's small, he's kind of fragile. I don't know how he's going to transition to the NFL, and that's why I have him at number three. Still a generational talent. I mean, this dude's great. Obviously, he won the Heisman. But I think those two wide receivers before him are better than him and have better potential in the league. So that's why I have DeVonta at number three. Sorry, man. At number four, we got a little bit of a controversial one. I got Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. He has a big frame. He can go up and get it with the best of them. Good jump ball, good red zone threat. Rashad Bateman is really good, but last year he struggled with injuries. That's why his numbers were down last year compared to 2019. But as you can see, these highlights are all of 2019. He was amazing in 2019. If he can do that again in 2021 for whatever NFL team takes him, he might be number two, number three wide receiver. But I just have him down here at four because of injury concerns. I never like to have injury players on my fantasy team, for example. And so NFL teams won't want to have injury-prone players either. I could see him slip into like the fifth or sixth wide receiver taken. I could see him being the fourth. That's why I have him at fourth. But yeah, Rashad Bateman at four from Minnesota. At number five, we've got Kadarius Toney out of Florida. Now, this dude has moves, boy. He can fly too. And that's why I have him up here so high. Because you've seen guys like Henry Ruggs go high just because of speed. This dude has speed and he's got moves and he can go through you. But he really didn't break out until his 2020 season. You can see it down here in the stats. His first 3 years on Florida were lackluster. He did change his number like 3 times. That's why he might be confusing on the highlights. But yeah, Kadarius Toney broke out his senior year. He's a little older compared to the guys ahead of him. That's why I got him down here at 5. But he is electric. He can make some plays. And whatever team that takes him, really happy with him. Hopefully he goes to a good fit. I want to see this dude do good. At number 6, I got Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU. This is a big wide receiver. He's 6'3", 200. As you can see the stats, nothing amazing, nothing that jumps out at you, but what I think LSU didn't do is use him very well. I think in 2019, Jamar Chase had his amazing year, and so that kind of took away from Terrace Marshall. And then Joey B left too, and so in 2020 he was kind of stuck. LSU was kind of trash in 2020, and so I feel like they didn't use him to his potential. He did end up getting 23 receiving touchdowns in college. I mean, that's pretty good. 10 his junior year and 13 his sophomore year. But I think that because he has so much potential is why I have him ranked up here, not based off production. I think his potential is sky high. It could be a wide receiver 1 in the league. And at number 7, I have Rondale Moore out of Purdue. Rondale Moore, he's small, but he's shifty and he's fast. He broke out in 2018, hasn't been able to put up that same production, but he's been having some injury problems, kind of like Rashad Bateman, another Big Ten wide receiver. But in 2018, the numbers he put up in Big Ten, which is a defensive-focused conference, nothing like the Pac-12, no shots. But yeah, Rondale Moore at 7. I don't see him going in the first round. Maybe mid-second, early second, late second. I see him anywhere in the second, maybe even early third if he falls because of him not putting up the same production he did in 2018. But he's a sophomore because he's had injury problems. And again, injury problems, I don't know. I just don't know. It's hard to gauge how healthy the player can be, underlying health problems, whatever. So yeah, I have him at number 7 here. At number 8, I have another Moore, Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. He is very, very similar to Rondale Moore out of Purdue. That's why it was really hard for me to pick which Moore I like more. But he's like almost the same build. He's fast, shifty. He's got moves just like Rondale, except he hasn't been having the injury problems. So you might be asking like, why didn't you put Elijah over Rondale? It's just I think Rondale has more potential if he is healthy than Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is in the same draft range as Rondale Moore, somewhere in the second round, maybe early third. But Elijah Moore at 8 is where I have him. Now at number 9, guys, we have one of my favorite late round sleepers. I have him a little high compared to like where analysts have him. I don't care. I really like this guy. I think he could be amazing in the league if the right team picks him. It's Marquez Stevenson out of Houston. Some of you might not even know who this guy is, but trust me, you need to. Watch these highlights right here, man. This dude makes play after play after play. He doesn't have amazing stats. He had pretty good stats in 2018, and he has some rushing stats too. But this dude just makes big play after big play. He has burners. They call him Big Play Marquez for a reason. I think he makes big plays in the NFL. I really want this dude to go in the second, but I really don't see that happening. If a team looks at him the same way I look at him, maybe he will. But this is my other draft crush, him and Jalen Waddle, my 2 draft crushes at wide receiver, no homo. But Marquez Stevenson at number 9 from Houston. And number 10, we got Tutu Atwell from Louisville. Tutu, weird name, yeah, but this dude is pretty comparable to Marquez Stevenson, who was just ahead of him. They're very similar, and so I had a hard time picking which one I wanted more. Picked Marquez because one of my draft favorites. But he had a great year in 2019. He's a little small, 5'9", 165, but I think that's why he's so fast, is because he's small legs and just go fast. But Tutu, he's kind of comparable to a Tyreek Hill, not the same potential. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's top wide receiver in the NFL. I got Tutu at number 10 in this 2021 wide receiver ranking. But I think if he goes to the right team, he could have an impact similar to like a Mecole Hardman. I see him going in the 3rd round. It's really solid. Some people are hyping him up to be a first-round pick. I don't think he's that good. But Tutu Atwell at number 10 for me. Number 11, we got my boy. Now, people need to stop sleeping on this man, I'm telling you right now. Ihmir Smith-Marsette from Iowa. Go watch my highlight videos if you don't believe me. I'll pop them up right now. Iowa did not use him right, in my opinion. His great year he had was last year in 2019. The stats aren't amazing, but he did have a lot of rushing yards, rushing touchdown stats I didn't put on here because they're wide receivers. And he's great in kick returns too. I think whatever team drafts him might walk into that kick return role. But this dude has great potential. He's super fast, shifty. He makes big plays, and I think people are sleeping on him. I have him as a 3rd round pick. People have him in the 5th, 6th round. Like, come on, man, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
Ihmir Smith-Marsette, not a top 10 wide receiver in this draft, but 11. There's just really good wide receivers in this draft. And I am an Iowa fan, might be a little biased, but I don't think Iowa used him to his full potential, and so that's why I have him at number 11. At number 12, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC. He's pretty comparable to Ihmir Smith-Marsette, but I just think that Ihmir's better overall. Amon-Ra Brown has a great spec catch. He's a good route runner. He was really, really good in 2019. He can take over a game. Just go watch him against Washington State. He had 4 touchdowns in that game. Really shows you how good he can possibly be at the next level. I just think because of his potential, I have him at 12. At 13, I have Sage Surratt out of Wake Forest. Now, he didn't play in 2020, so less film makes him drop in my rankings, but he does have a really good nose for the end zone. Great jump ball receiver, good at spectacular catches, and he's decently fast for how big he is, 6'3", 215. I think he can transition well into NFL. It's just no film last year, so there's more question marks. If we had the combine, maybe it would help him. We just don't, so I have him at 13. A lot of people have him a little higher, but I'm sorry, nothing on 2020, so I gotta have him down here at 13. At number 14, I have Nico Collins from Michigan. Now, Nico Collins is a big dude. He didn't play in 2020 again. Didn't have amazing stats in college, but he's big, like I said, 6'4", 215. Big jump ball guy. Not the fastest, not going to make you miss, but he'll just go through you. Just a little thing on him at the Senior Bowl, he struggled to stay in bounds. I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. It's the Senior Bowl, but whatever. But he's a great red zone threat, and I think he could be a wide receiver 2 at max. I could see him going in the 3rd or 4th round. It's just kind of hard to tell what later the guys go here. Nico Collins at 14 for me. At 15, to round it out, I got Tylan Wallace out of Oklahoma State. At Oklahoma State, this dude had so much production. I think he might be their leading receiver at Oklahoma State. Don't quote me on that though. Just great numbers he put up his last 3 years at Oklahoma State. Lots of touchdowns, lots of yards, lots of catches. You'd like to see that. I could see him as like a really reliable guy, kind of like a Keenan Allen. Not as good as Keenan Allen, but maybe. I think he could be like a go-to guy, a check-down guy for a quarterback in the NFL. Made a lot of plays, makes really tough catches, which I think will be valuable to NFL teams. I think teams will sleep on him a little bit, maybe get him in the 3rd or 4th round, but he could be really, really solid for a team. That's why I have him at 15. All right, here's my list of my top 15 wide receivers all on one screen. Ja'Marr Chase at 1, could see him going the top 5, top 10 picks. Jalen Waddle at number 2, same with him, top 5, top 10. Devontae Smith, I think he goes between 5 and 15. We got Rashad Bateman at 4, mid-first rounder on him. Number 5, Kadarius Toney, mid-first to late-first on him. Number 6, Terrace Marshall, same with Toney, mid-first, late-first. Rondale Moore, I could see early second, can't really see him going in the first. Elijah Moore, mid-second round guy. At number 9, Marquez Stevenson, my guy. I got him round 2nd, but I could see him falling just because people are sleeping. 10, Tutu Atwell, got him mid-second, late 2nd, maybe early 3rd. Ihmir Smith-Marsette, should be around the 2nd or 3rd for him. Same with Amon-Ra St. Brown at 12. 13, Sage Surratt, got him in the 3rd or 4th. Same with Nico Collins and Tylan Wallace to round it out there. All should go in the top 4 rounds, in my opinion. All right, guys, that was my top 15 wide receivers in the 2021 NFL Draft. If you like my rankings, let me know down below. If you dislike them, let me know down below. I love reading y'all comments. I love responding to y'all's comments. Even the haters, I love entertaining y'all. But yeah, if you have any comments, let me know. and like this video if you liked it. Comment down below what position you want me to do next. I'm thinking quarterback, maybe some defensive players. Just let me know. I'm down to pump out this draft content for y'all. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.